Hello there. Hello, hello, hello. So, I'm going to wait for a little bit, see if anybody shows up before I start going through it. How about that? Let's do a countdown. Okay. So, yeah. So tomorrow I'm going flying for the first time in a long time. So I'm just bringing a carry-on and my satchel with me. But I figured that, better safe than sorry. And I'm going to go through the TSA checklist. When I pulled it up, I found that there's 50 pages of it. And I started reading it, and some of it what amused me. So I just went, you know what? Why not share with the world? So yeah. Okay. So I guess I will start doing some reading. So, what can I bring? Plan ahead and packing properly can facilitate the screening process and ease your travel experience at the airport. So, aerosol insecticides. Uh, I guess that's something that could be used as some sort of a weapon, aerosol stuff, I guess. An air mattress with a built-in pump. I'm not sure why you'd want to bring an mattress with a built-in pump. I mean, for some of the stuff, if it's not necessarily that you're needing that they're going to be planning to use it during the flight. It could be that you're wanting to. It could just be that you're wanting to to not need to get a checked bag. So, oh, my first thought when I saw air mattress was, what is somebody going to do with the air mattress? But that's not actually what's happening. So, yeah. So then we have an airbrush makeup machine, and apparently, is is this has some issue to do with what kind of batteries it might use. Okay, alcoholic beverages. When I saw this, I was at first going, huh. So apparently, if if it isn't an insanely high proof, you can you can and bring in some of it on with you, but if it's insanely high proof, then there's a much bigger issue. More than 24%, but not more than 70% alcohol are limited into checked bags. But if it's lower than 24%, you can actually bring some of it in your carry-on. Interesting. If it's an alcoholic beverage over 140 proof, you can't even put into checked luggage. Why? I don't know. Ammunition. Um, I mean that one's pretty much no brainer about not being able to bring it in your carry on. God, hi. Let's completely invalidate the point of the TSA. Yeah, antlers. Now this one made me laugh because my wife goes by Chekhov's antlers. So I was like, "Hey, dear, I can put you. They'll let me put you in my carry-on." But obviously, you need to make sure that it'll fit. You can bring artificial skeleton bones. You cannot bring an axe or a hatchet in your carry-on, but you can put it in your checked luggage. With a baby carrier, you may transport this item in carry-on or checked bags. For items you wish to carry on, and you should check with the airline to ensure that the item will fit in the overhead bin. Okay, but nothing too interesting there. Baby food. Yes, let's make sure that our babies have enough food so that they aren't making all of us really annoyed. Baby formula, breast milk, toddler drinks, and baby and toddler food. Food, food are allowed in carry-on baggage and do not need to fit within a quart-size bag. Formula, breast milk, toddler drinks, and baby toddler food are considered medically necessary liquids. Ah, interesting. Okay. Inform the TSA officer at the beginning of the screening process that you're carrying formula. Yeah, you might want to make always a good idea to tell them what you actually have. So yeah, baby powder, powder-like substances. Okay, so baby powder's fine. Baby wipes are fine. Non-inflated balloons. That that makes you that makes you wonder. Does that mean that? And I mean, in obviously, if it's not inflated, it's fine. And I'm betting that the issue is like if it what would be if you put helium in it or something like that. So like just regular air wouldn't be an issue. Bang snaps. Oh, that must be referring to the fireworks sort of thing. Interesting. Those things that you just kind of take and go bang on the ground. Baseball bats. I mean, they're clubs, which is kind of what I'm saying. Sports equipment that can be used as a bludgeon, such as bats and clubs, is prohibited in the cabin of the plane and must be transported in your checked baggage. Yep. Basketballs, baseballs, baseballs. A baseball could be nasty. Eh. Battery-powered wheelchairs and mobility devices. Once again, talking about the batteries is the issue. BB guns. Obviously, you're not allowed to put it in your carry-on, but some of them will let you check it. But based on firearms laws, I'm assuming. Bear bangers. What the hell is a bear banger? I'm gonna look that one up. Bear banger. Oh, bear bangers and flares. Okay. What does a bear banger do? Oh, it produces a loud noise, effectively deterring wildlife and preventing potential attacks or confrontations. Yeah, that could be an issue. I never heard of a bear banger before, but yeah, let's allow something on board that can deafen the pilot. Great idea. Belts, clothes, and shoes. I certainly hope that clothes are allowed. TSA officer got a clear look at your bag and reduce the need for additional screening. We suggest you pack your bag in neat layers. Bicycle chains, bicycle pumps, bicycles, billy clubs. Yeah, once again, the thing about bludgeons, but binoculars are allowed. But biological specimens, non-infectious in preservative solutions. a blackjack, just like the thing with the Billy Club. Yeah. Blankets. Blasting cats are not allowed. That is not surprising. Blender. Blenders are allowed in carry-on bags. The blade has been removed, and there are some blenders that actually don't use blades, so that would make sense as well. Any sharp objects in checked bags should be sheathed or securely wrapped to prevent injury to baggage handlers and inspectors. Blood sugar test kit. Please notify the TSA officer that they have diabetes and are carrying your supplies with you, because that's going to have the little poke stuff and things like that. Insulin pumps and supplies must be accompanied by insulin. And insulin in any form or dispenser must be clearly identified. What is weird about that is that it it you can bring the diabetes stuff with you, but only if you have insulin. Why is it a problem to bring your gear with you if you don't have insulin? Because there are some people that actually do do blood sugar testing without having insulin. Oh wait, it's saying the insulin pumps and supplies. So it wouldn't be for that, but still, with the insulin pumps and supplies, why would that be an issue to have it in your carry-on if you don't have insulin? Because the insulin could be waiting for you to touch down, and that almost looks like a way to force somebody to have checked luggage and pay for the checked luggage. Learn more about transporting medication. Disabilities and medical, I'm assuming. Medications. Medications in pill or other solid forms must undergo security screening. You can facilitate the screening by clearly labeling medication. Medication can undergo a visual or X-ray screening and may be tested for traces of explosives. Okay. Inform the TSA officer before the screening begins. Inform the TSA officer that you have medically necessary liquids and/or medications. Place them in a bin or bowl separate from other property, along with accessories associated with your liquid medications such as freezer packs, IV bags, pumps, and syringes. Okay. Screening. TSA officers may test liquids, gels, or aerosols for explosives or concealed prohibited items. Officers are unable to use screen technology to clear these items. You may be asked to open them for vapor analysis. Screening will never include placing anything into the medically necessary liquid. Inform the TSA officer if you do not want your liquid medication to be screened by X-ray or open. Additional steps will be taken to clear the liquid, and you to the traveling guardian will undergo additional screening procedures, which may include an AIT screening, a pat-down, and additional screening of your carry-on property. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Body armor, bobby pins, bocce balls. These are okay. Books. Books often require additional screening. TSA officer may ask you to remove them from your carrying case to conduct physical inspection. I'm assuming that it's for if you're going to be like those things in movies where there's a hollowed out Bible and you transport something in that. Bottle opener. Bottled water. Yes, less than or equal to 3.4 ounces and 100 milliliters allowed. Okay. Bowling balls. Cannot bring that on because that could be a bludgeon. Bowling pin. Bludgeon. Bow and arrow, duh. Box cutter, duh. Boxing gloves. Now that's interesting. Then again, I suppose that the boxing gloves, in a way, are uh, actually blunt your force. But brass instruments. Check with airline. Brass knuckles. So I suppose that the knuckles don't count as instruments. Although these items can be placed in your checked baggage, they're still illegal in some states. Should the bag need to be opened for some reason and there is an illegal item in the bag, TSA will be required to report it to local law enforcement. Okay. Bread. Solid food items, not liquids or gels, can be transported in either your carry-on or checked bags. Liquid or gel food items larger than 3.4 ounces are not allowed in carry-on bags and should be placed in your checked bags if possible. TSA officers may instruct travelers to separate items from carry-on bags, such as foods, powders, and any materials that can clutter bags and obstruct clear images on the X-ray machine. Travelers are encouraged to organize their carry-on bags and keep them uncluttered to ease the screening process and keep the lines moving. Bread machine. You may transport this item in a carry-on or checked bag. I mean, I could imagine taking the bread pan out of the bread machine and using that as a bludgeon. Breast milk. Okay. Breast pump. Okay. Bug repellent. A small amount, basically. Butane. Yeah, let's do flammable stuff. Yay. Butane curling items. Cordless. And cordless curling irons containing a gas cartridge and butane fueled curling irons are allowed in carry-on bags only. So you can actually have that in your carry-on, but not the check. Interesting. Huh. And the gas refills are not allowed. That makes sense. Camera monopod, no problem. But you could use that to whack somebody with it. Camp stoves. Town races sing this song. Doo da, doo da. Candy. Yay. Canes. Now, that's something that they can't really say that you can't bring on, but you could use that as a bludgeon. Canned foods. There's some items that are not on the prohibited items list, but because of how they appear on the X-ray, security concerns, or impact of the 311 rules for liquids, gels, and aerosols, they could require additional screening. Okay. Cap guns. Yeah, duh. Car parts. Car engine parts and other parts without fuel or trace of fuel are allowed in carry-on or checked bags. How are you going to carry a car engine in your carry-on or okay. Cast iron cookware. Dong. And just take a look at the movie Rapunzel, or say Tangled. Casts. I mean, if you're wearing a cast, that's good. You can't really leave it behind. Cattle prod. I know some people who would like to bring that in their checked luggage. Cell phones. Yes. Cereal. Yes. Chapstick. Yes. Creamy cheese. You're only allowed to have 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters of creamy cheese. But solid cheese is fine. That is weird. Car seat. Okay. Chlorine for pools and spas. I'd imagine that that's not allowed because you could use it to help make an improvised chemical weapon with that. Liquid chocolate, solid food items, not liquids or gels. Those can be transported in either your carry-on or checked bags. Liquid or gel food items and larger than 3.4 ounces are not allowed in carry-on bags and should be placed in your checked bags if possible. Solid chocolate, no problem. Chopsticks are fine, but you could use those to poke somebody's eye out. Christmas light. Cigar cutters. While cigar cutters are generally permitted, we recommend that you pack them in your checked baggage. TSA officers have the discretion to prohibit any item through a screening checkpoint if they believe it poses a security threat. Okay. A sharp object in checked bag should be sheathed or securely wrapped to prevent injury to bag attendants. Okay. You can have cigarettes, cigars, and a clock. CO2 cartridge. Okay, so unless it's for a medical thing, you can't have that. CO2 cartridge for a life vest. You may bring a life vest with up to 2 CO2 cartridges inside. Okay. You may not transport the CO2 cartridges without the associated life jacket. Okay. Coat hangers. Coffees, beans, or ground. No problem. Liquid coffee. And it's the same thing with the liquid stuff. An empty coffee thermos. No problem. Coffee or an espresso maker. Not a problem. Cologne. Yeah, that they don't like letting you put aerosols in your carry-ons. Comic books may require an extra screening. Compressed air guns. Duh. Concealer. Conditioner. Contact lens solution. Yeah. Contact lenses. Gee, they let you bring your contact lenses. That's nice of them. Cooked meat. Yes, you may transport this item in carry-on or checked bags. For items you wish to carry on, you should check with the airline and ensure this item will fit in the overhead bin. Cookies. Cooking spray. Can't bring cooking spray. An empty cooler you can bring. Corkscrews with blade. You can't that's kind of an obvious. That's an obvious no. Corkscrew with no blade is fine though. Cowboy spurs. Crackers. Crampons. Okay. Cream. Creamy dips and spreads. I mean, is the creamy thing because it's close to being liquid? Is that the thing? Cremated remains. We understand how painful losing a loved one is and treat crematory remains with respect. Some airlines do not allow cremated remains in checked bags, so please check with your airline to learn more about possible restrictions. Mm-hmm. Cricket bats. Yeah, bludgeon. Crochet hooks. Okay. Crowbars. No. Crutches. You could use the crutch as a bludgeon. Curling iron. Cordless. Okay. Curling iron with cord. Cutting boards. Generally, plastic and small wood cutting boards are allowed. However, the final decision rests with our checkpoint officers. Symbols. Dong. Dirts. Nope, because they're sharp. Deodorant, aerosol. Because they don't like the aerosol. Same with liquid. Solid deodorant and deodorant is fine. A desktop computer. Please remove the computer from your carry-on bag and place it in a separate bin for X-ray screening. Liquid detergent. The liquid thing again. Powder or pellet detergent is fine though. Digital cameras, no problem. Disassemble computer, no problem. Disinfecting wipes, nope, no problem. Disposable razor, no problem. Divot tools, no problems. Dried fruits, no problem. No drills or drill bits in your carry-on. Interesting. Drones, unmanned in aircraft systems. Okay. Drumsticks. Instrument drum set. Okay. Dry ice. Well, I mean, I can see why you'd have that if you have something that needs to take hold. Duct tape is fine. DVD players are fine. Dynamite is not fine. E-liquids? Okay. An easy pass transponder? Fine. Electric blanket? Fine. Electric fans? But if it's got sharp blades, they might have an issue. Electric razor, electronic cigarettes, and vaping devices. Basically, you can have it with you, but you have to make sure that you don't use it. Electronic toothbrush. The battery issue like before. Empty beverage container. Fine. Empty water bottle. Fine. Engine powered equipment completely purged of fuel. No amount of fuel may remain in the engine, including residual vapors. Okay. Specifically say that if there's residual fuel, no. Okay. English Christmas crackers. No. EpiPens. Duh. And an EpiPen is obviously going to be allowed. Extension cord. Okay. External medical devices. You have bone growth stimulator, spinal stimulator, neurostimulator, port, feeding tube, insulin pump, ostomy, or other medical device attached to your body. Eye drops, eyeliners, fertilizer. No fertilizer. You can use that to make an improvised explosive device, I'm assuming. Fidget spinner. Film. Recommend that you put undeveloped film and cameras containing undeveloped film in your carry-on bags, or take undeveloped film with you to the checkpoint and ask for a hand inspection. Okay. No firearms in your carry-on. Nope. Firecracker. Fireworks. No. Fishing pole. Now, even though I've been talking about sharp fishing tackle, that could be an issue. But the fishing pole, even if you tried to bludgeon someone with it, it would probably work as more of a whip. No flammable liquid, no flammable paint, no flare gun, no flares. But yes, flashlights. How about flashlights? Flowers. Fresh flowers are allowed through the checkpoint without water. Foam toy sword. Seriously? You can't put a foam toy sword in? Huh. Football helmets. That's fine. Foam yoga block. That's fine. Forks are fine. Fork you. You can have some formaldehyde solution. You can have some foundation. Freezer packs are fine, but not a lot. Fresh eggs, no problems. Just don't let just keep them from going splat. Fresh fruits and veggies. Passengers flying from Hawaii, Puerto Rico, or the U.S. Virgin Islands cannot take most fresh fruits and vegetables due to the risk of spreading invasive plant pests. Makes sense. Fresh meat and seafood. If the ice or ice packs are partially melted and have any liquid at the bottom of the container, they will not be permitted. You can also pack frozen perishables in your carry-on or check bags in dry ice. Okay. It limits you to 5 pounds of dry ice that's properly packaged. Frozen food, no problem. Just don't bring a lot, it looks like. Fuel cells to use to power portable electronic devices. Okay. Fuels, new. Full-size video game consoles, yes. And I'm going to be bringing my Switch with me, so that'll work. Gas torches, new. Gasoline, New. Dagger counters. Yes. Listen, to check to see if anybody else has a nuclear weapon with them. Mhm. Gel ice packs. Gel type candles. New. Glass. Yes. Glass picture frame. Yes. Glass vase. Yes. Glow sticks. Maybe a little bit because they've got the liquid inside them. Golf balls. Yes. Golf clubs. It's a bludgeon. Golf tees. Greater. It's greater than you. Greater than me. Gravy. Liquid thing again. Guitar. They don't really like you bringing musical instruments in your carry-on. Gum. Gum is fine. Gunpowder. Not make sense. No. Hair clippers. Yes. Hair dryer. Yes. Hair gel. It's that liquid thing again. Hairspray. They don't really like you bringing aerosols. Hair straightener. Hair texturizer. Aerosol. The FAA limits total amount of restricted medicinal and toiletry articles, including aerosols and checked baggage. Okay. Hammers. No. Hand grenades. Hand grenades, jeez. Some of these things is like that has to be on the list. Hand sanitizers. It's the liquid thing. And warmers. Yes, interesting. And cuffs. That's for if you come across one of those people carrying the nuke that you find with your Geiger counter. Headphones. Yes. You need jackets. You need to look at the favorite regulations on the batteries for them. Heating pad. No. Or no, oh, sorry, a gel heating pad. No. An electric heating pad is a yes. Helmets. Yes. Hiking poles. Blunt tipped hiking poles. You need to make sure it's not sharp. Hockey sticks. Bludgeon. Holiday lights. Yes. Holsters. Typically, yes, because the holster is not the weapon. Honey. To go for it's the liquid thing. Hookahs. Hot plate. Both those are okay. Hoverboards. Okay. Hummus. Creamy, creamy slash liquid. It looks like ice. Frozen liquid items are allowed through the checkpoint as long as they are frozen solid when presented for screening. Ice axes and ice picks. They can be checked, but you cannot have them in your carry-on. Ice cream. It must be frozen when you go through the checkpoint. Inhaler. Instant hot cold packs. Insulin. Insulin pumps and glucose monitors. Mm-hmm. Insulin supplies. iPod. Yes. Jam and jelly. That's going to be the liquid thing. Jewelry. Juice for babies. Okay. Juices. That's the liquid thing. Perpans. Cutting or thrusting weapons, including fencing foils. No. Yeah, sharp. It's a sharp implement. Knitting needles. Yes. Knives. Of course not. A kubaton. Whatever that is. No. Lacrosse stick. Get the bludgeon. Laptops. Please remove the laptop from your bag and place it in a separate bin for X-ray screening. Okay. Laser hair remover. That's fine. Laser pointers. Yes. LED lights. License plate. Yes, yes. Light vest. Yes. Light bulbs. Yes. A lightsaber. Sadly, the technology doesn't currently exist to create a real lightsaber. However, you can pack a toy lightsaber in your carry-on or check bag. May the force be with you. Lightsaber is actually in there. That's kind of funny. New to the lighter fluid. Lighters, arc lighters, there's electronic lighters and e-lighters. Yes, with exceptions. Disposable and Zippo lighters are fine, apparently. Lighters. A gun lighter. No. I mean, I assume that if with the saying gun, that's why. Lithium battery power or battery powered or lighter is allowed in the carry-on, but not in your check bag. That's interesting. No torch lighters. Yeah, flammable stuff, not great. Lipstick, yes. Liquid bleach. I'm assuming in that has to do with the improvised explosive device stuff. Liquid medications. Liquid nitrogen and dry shipper. Liquid vitamins. Lithium batteries with 100 watt hours or less in a device. Okay. Live coral. You can bring that in your carry-on, but you can't put it in your checked luggage. Interesting. Live fish. Same thing. Live lobster. You can put in your checked bags, and you have to check with your airline if you want to bring live lobster in the carry-on. Lockpicks. You can bring lockpicks. Okay. Longboards. Lotion. That's the liquid thing. And luggage protection covers. Magic 8 ball. No, because it's got liquid inside of it, I'm assuming. For carry-on bags, we asked Magic 8 ball and told us outlook not so good. For check bags, we asked the Magic 8 ball and it told us it is certain. Okay. Magnets. Makeup remover. Makeup. I'm assuming that has to do with like the liquid sort of stuff. Makeup wipes. Mallets, of course not. Bludgeon. Maple syrup. That would be the liquid thing. Martial arts weapons. Yeah, obviously. Mascara, liquid sort of stuff. Massagers, yes. Safety matches. Yes, you can bring one book of safety matches. Matches. Strike anywhere matches. No. Meat cleavers. Yeah, you can't put that in your check-in. You can't put that in your carry-on. Medical devices. Okay. Medical marijuana. Medical masks. Yes. Medical clinical thermometer. Mercury. No mercury thermometer for you. Medically necessary personal oxygen. Yes, with special instructions. Medications. Liquid. Medication pills. Okay. Check with airline and the metal detector. Microwave. It's allowed through the checkpoint. Please check with your airline for their policy. Mirrors. Yes. Mixer. Okay. MREs. Some airlines do not allow MREs in carry-on bags due to the self-heating element. That's what I was thinking that had to do with. Multi-tool without blades. Yes. Multi-tools. Special exceptions or special instructions. Nail clippers. No problem. Nail file. No problem. Nail guns. Yeah, that would be a problem. Nail polish. That's the liquid thing. Nail polish remover. Liquid thing again. Navigation GPS. Yes. Nebulizers. There's medication stuff. Yeah. Nightsticks. New. Night vision goggles. Yes. Nitroglycerin pills. Okay. Non-spillable wet batteries. A wet battery. Yes, with special instructions. Nunchucks. No. Nuts. No problem. Oils and vinegars. Liquid stuff again. Paintings. Yes. Parachutes. Yes, with special instructions. For the person who is afraid that their airplane is going to crash. Parachute should always be packed separately from other baggage. If the TSA officer determines that bag must be opened to inspect the parachute, you must be present to assist in the inspection. If you're not within the screen area, you will be paged using the airport intercom system. You're not present to assist with the screening the parachute. Parachute will not be allowed on the plane. For this reason, passengers with parachutes are encouraged to add 30 minutes to the airline's recommended arrival window. TSA is not responsible for repacking parachutes. All parachutes should be thoroughly inspected at their end destination to make sure that the equipment is still safe to use. Parts of guns and firearms. No. Party poppers. No. Peanut butter. TSA officers may instruct travelers to separate items from carry-on bags, such as foods, powders, and any materials that can clutter bags and obscure clear images in the X-ray machine. Travelers are encouraged to organize their carry-on bags and keep them uncluttered to ease the screening process and keep the lines moving. Pellet guns. And check with your airline, see if they allow firearms in checked bags. Read the guidelines for traveling with firearms. When traveling, be sure to comply with the laws concerning possession of firearms as they vary by local, state, and international government. Pen, yes. Pencil sharpener, yes. Pepper spray, nope. Perfume, it's the liquid/aerosol thing. Formation devices for calibrating air quality. Okay, that's a hazardous material thing. Interesting. Pet food, solid, yes. What pet food? That would be the liquid/creamy sort of thing. Phone chargers. Portable chargers or power banks containing a lithium-ion battery must be packed in carry-on bags. Interesting. You can have that in your carry-on, but you cannot put it in your checked luggage. A pickleball paddle. So that doesn't count as a bludgeon? Okay. Pies and cakes. Pill cutter. Now that was something I was curious about. Pillows. Yes. Pizza. Yes. Planting seeds. Yes. Plants. Yes. Play-Doh. Yes. The PlayStation. Yes. Pocket knife. No. Pool cues. No. Portable oxygen concentrators. Yes, if needed. Pots and pans. Yes, for the pots and pans, as long as they are not cast iron fillets. But, but you can have a stainless steel skillet. Okay. Power bank, portable chargers. Yep. Power charger. Yep. Power inverters. Yes. Power tools. No. Printer. Yes. Printer ink. Yes. Projectors. Is letting be X-rayed and fine. Propane. No. How about propane accessories? Prosthetics. Protein or energy powders. Yes, yes. Putty balls. Yes. A radio. Yes. Rainbow flame crystal. Many flame crystals contain hazardous materials. Okay. Razor type blades. Yep, obviously. Realistic replicas of explosives. We don't want to have things and people thinking you actually have an explosive or a firearm. Yeah. Realistic replicas of incendiaries. Yeah. Recreational oxygen. Okay. Remote controlled cars. Yes. Rifle scope. Scope only. Yes. Rifle. No. Rocket launcher. No. Rocks. Yes. Rope. Yes. Saber. No. Safety pin. Yep. Safety razor with blades. It's allowed without the blade. Yeah, you need to have the blade, not with it. Salad dressing. That would be a liquid thing. Salsa and salsas. Yes. but liquid. Salt. No problem. Samsung Galaxy Note. Oh God, they have to specifically the Samsung Galaxy Note is specifically not allowed on an airplane. Oh God. They've issued an emergency order to ban all Samsung Galaxy Note 7 smartphone devices from air transportation in the United States. Oh my God. Sand, yes. Sandwiches, yes. Saws, no. Skizzers, yes, but they must be less than 4 inches from the pivot point. Okay. Screwdriver, longer than 7 inches. So a small one would be fine. Yep. Shorter than 7 inches is fine. She sells seashells by the seashore. Yes. Segways, check with the airline. Self-defense sprays, no. A selfie stick, yes. Sewing machine, yes. Sewing needles, uh-huh. Shampoo, you can bring a little bit. Shaving cream, aerosol, yes, but not a lot. Shell casings, special instructions. The empty shell casings are allowed in carry-on bag as long as the projectile is no longer intact. Okay. Primer has to be removed or has been discharged. Uh-huh. Shock collars, yes. Shoe horn, shoe inserts, shoe tree, all those, yes. Shoe spikes or snow spikes? No, because those can be used as a bludgeon. Skateboards, yes, I guess, but that could be used as a bludgeon. Skates, including ice skates and rollerblades. Ice skates could be that the blade on them could be nasty. Ski pole, those nope. Sleeping bag, yes. Slingshots, no. Small compressed gas cartridges, uh, other than for medical stuff, no. Small fishing lures, yes. Small pets, mm-hmm. Small toy cars, yes. Smart luggage, special instructions. Snack bar, yes. Snacks, yes, as long as they're not liquids or gels. Snow cleats, cletus, and that would be a no. Snow globes, brush the size of a tennis ball and can be packed in your carry-on bag only if the entire snow globe, including the base, is able to fit in your 1 quart size resealable plastic bag. Because otherwise, snowboards, yes. Snowshoes, yes. A bar of soap, yes. Liquid soap, the liquid thing again. Soda, the liquid thing again. Solar panels, solid candles, solid foods, solid makeup, soups, the liquid thing again. Sparklers, no. Speakers, yes. Beer guns, definitely not. Dry spices, yes. Spillable batteries, no. Sports cleats, sports equipment can be used as bludgeon, uh-huh. Spray paint, no. Spray starch, no. Staplers, yes. Starter pistols, no. Steel toe boots, yes. Stick pins, yes. Stuffed animals, yes. Stun guns and shocking devices, no, obviously. Sunscreen, got that liquid thing going on there. Supplements, yes. Sport braces, yes. Surge protector, yes. Swiss Army knife, no. Swords, no. Tablets, yes. Tactical pen, no. Tamales, yes. Tamales? Tampons, yes. And tape measures, yes. Tattoo guns, depending on the batteries, apparently. Tattoo inks, it's a liquid thing. Dry tea, no problems. Tea kettle, no problem. Tear gas, of course not. Television, yes. Tennis rackets, yes. Bong. Tens unit, okay. A tent, check with the airline. With the ten with 10 steaks to be put in the check bags. But what if we're worried about vampires? Tent poles, tent spikes, no. Throwing stars, yeah, no. Tobacco, yes. Tobacco pipes, yes. Tools, toothbrush, toothpaste, tortilla press. I'm bringing my tortilla press. Toy guns and weapons. While these types of toys are generally permitted, we recommend that you pack them in your checked baggage. Squirt guns, Nerf guns, toy swords, or other items that resemble realistic firearms or weapons are prohibited. Toy robots, yes. Toys, adult. Adult toys, yes. Tripods, yes. Trophy, yes. But you could bludgeon someone with a trophy. Turpentine and paint thinner, IEDs, I'm assuming. Tweezers, yes. Umbrellas, yes. Unused syringes. Yep, you need to have those. You need to declare those. Used syringes. Well, yep. Utensils. Okay. Knives are not allowed in carry-on bags unless they're plastic or round-bladed butter knives. Utility knives. No. Vacuum robots. Yes. Vacuum seal bags. Yes. Vehicle airbags. No. Violins. Yes. Virtual reality unit. Yes. Vitamins. Yes. Waffle iron. Yes. But you could whack somebody with that. Walkers. Yes. Walking sticks. Yes. Wallet chain. Yes. Water for babies. Yes. Weather barometer or thermostat with mercury. That can be an issue. Wedding dress. Yes. Wet wipes. Yes. Wheelchairs. Yes. Wine bottle. Yeah. Check with your airline before bringing any alcoholic beverages on board. FAA regulations prohibit travelers from consuming alcohol on board an aircraft unless served by a flight attendant. Additionally, flight attendants are not permitted to serve a passenger who is intoxicated. Okay. Wrenches and pliers. Yes, as long as they're not, as long as they're not longer than 7 inches. And Xbox. Yes. A yoga mat. Yes. And yogurt. It's got that liquid thing going. Okay. Well, I think that actually that everything that they have packed is actually fine for that. So, yay. Good to know. Well, thank you to everyone who has been here. I thought that might be entertaining to go through, and I know I'm a little bit amused. So, okay. Talk to you later. Bye.